What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is well and healthy. My name is Paul, I represent FPI Comics, and today I am nursing a cold. So I apologise in advance for the very sniffly and robotic voice. And before we get in with today's topic, I would just like to remind you all that the competition from Friday's Conjuring video is still running. It will run straight to this coming Friday, June the 11th, 2021. So, to be in with a chance to win yourself some free goodies, head over to that video and stick around to the end. And now on to today's video. As you can probably tell by the chosen soundtrack, this video is a little bit more upbeat than Friday's. So no spooky ghoulies this time, just some time travelling DeLoreans. Well, maybe not the DeLoreans, as today we are going to be speaking about Neca figures. The anniversary Back to the Future Neca figures. Now, of course, Back to the Future is a much loved franchise. You know, it started from the original film, spawning 2 sequels and an array of merchandise. But if I don't stop myself right now, I will digress into a massive tangent of how much I love the films again and miss the topic. So, let's get on with today's video. So as you can see by this lovely promotional art supplied by Neca, there is quite a few figures in this collection. We have quite a few Martys, we have a Doc Brown, and of course we have the one that I will be unboxing today, my personal favourite, Big Biff, of course. Now, while we are on the subject of an unboxing, I will also showcase 2 other figures from this series. So, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a peek at the figures we won't be discussing in today's video. As much as I wanted to unbox this one, here is one of the best looking figures I have ever seen. Of course, it's Lord Vader of Vulcan. That is easily one of the best scenes in the whole trilogy. You know, when Lord Vader breaks into McFly's bedroom just to remind him of his destiny, or as he recalled, his density. Please excuse the inclusion of that scene. That was just me trying my hand at an overlay edit, and I think it worked out quite well in my opinion. Now we are going to get into the Biff unboxing momentarily, and you can all see how awkward I am trying to stay behind a tripod and unbox a figure at the same time. Here he is in all his glory. Just take a quick peek at the back of the box. We've got a brief character bio. We've got a nice focal shot of the figure itself. It's a cracking looking figure, and it certainly does look as good out of the box as it does on the packaging. You're really about to see me struggle with this figure. I really struggle with the ties at the back. You know, an unboxing is hard enough, but you know, try doing it in space. If you've stuck for something to do while watching me open a figure for 2 minutes, you could leave a comment below letting us know your favourite Back to the Future character or your favourite Back to the Future scene. It'd be great to have a wee conversation below. Of course, I did mention earlier that my favourite scene was Lord Vader in George's bedroom. That's not to take it away from the movie. I mean, it's made up of countless memorable scenes, you know, like George finally mustering up the courage to sock old Biff, or I guess you guys aren't ready but your kids are going to love it, or the foreshadowing of meeting his uncle, you know, the uncle that's always in prison, and telling him to get used to the bars because obviously he's a baby and he's in his crib. You've also got the part where it's pretty much the same scene where his other uncle is so confused when he tells him that the show they're watching is a rerun. See, now you've got me digressing and I'm talking now, so it's one of those ones where you remember one good part of the movie and you remember the next part, and the next part, you know, like the hitting him with the car and thinking his name is Calvin Klein because it's on his underpants, and the part where Doc puts the mind reading machine on Marty. And Marty's like, yeah, I'm from the future. And the only thing Doc takes from that is the fact that his machine doesn't work. Even down to the soundtrack, you know, Huey Lewis and the News, The Power of Love, you know, down to lines, you know, Great Scott, and Where We're Going, We Don't Need Roads. Well, that's a bit wrong. It was more like Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. I have no idea what that accent was. It's genuinely just one of those perfect movies that it's almost like your memories when they play back in your mind are better than the movie itself, but then you watch the movie and you're like, oh, this is it for me, you know, this right here is, you know, one of the greatest things ever created. Before I continue wafering on, this is the part of the video that had me the most annoyed. This part with Biff spinning on the spinning plate took way too long to film, way more than it had the right to. I mean, just take a peek. As I said, it's way too long to record that scene, it was ridiculous. But anyway, let's get on to the two figures I would like to showcase before we wrap things up today. As you can see on the screen right now, we have the audition Marty, that he auditioned for the Battle of the Bands. The poses you could do with this figure, I'm really gutted that I couldn't pull off some of the poses that I wanted to. It's definitely something I'm going to look into in the future. And then of course we've got the Doc Brown. This one comes with an absolute cracking crazy head. I don't actually know why I didn't use the crazy head. I thought he looked a little bit more menacing, you know, with this face and a ratchet in hand, you know, just carrying his goggles. Guys, I'm just going to start to wrap things up for the end of this video. As I mentioned earlier on, the Conjuring competition is still running over on the other video. You want to jump over there and take a peek at the end to see how you could win yourself some free prizes. Has anybody seen the Conjuring 3? I'm planning on seeing it next weekend. Very excited. If you've seen it, leave a non-spoiler comment below and let me know what you thought of it. And again, leave any comments below regarding Back to the Future or regarding Neca. Let's just have a conversation, let's talk. But guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you all take care, look after each other, and I'll speak to you again soon. Have a good evening.